Good morning, traders. Welcome back. Monday morning, we're opening up a new week and we had to come back to the Canadian Jap here. We pulled the trigger a few days ago just before the weekend kicked in because we felt that we're gonna have that big drop right after price flirted around with these two key levels here. It had this wonderful reaction on that 79.56, and we registered that, right? We kind of, we kept an eye on this one. I want to show you how that looked like from the monthly perspective. It's quite sensational to see this. Again, 79.56, right? Huge spike here. That was last month. This month also penetrated, but then of course bounced back down, and now as you can see, it's actually pressing downwards. So it looks like this could be a huge tipping point, right? Now this is the range. I'm talking about the blue. I'm talking about the black system here, which means a turnaround could take us easily towards 74.98. So we're talking about 400 pip, potentially speaking. So here's what we're willing to do. We pulled the trigger just before, just as price started to turn around, and we felt that obviously it's trading inside a lower scale range. So we have a bigger range. We just talked about engulfed by the black system. But if we take it a notch below, we can see this formation. This is the daily, purely the daily chart formation here. Interestingly, captured here by the blue system, right? So we think it's price is gonna hit 78.41, probably as soon as today, right? Or tomorrow. We'll complete this back and forth exchange from the lower scale system, and then we think it's gonna merge with the higher time frame system, the black one. Now, how is it gonna do that? Well, it's gonna break down. It's going to break down, it's going to activate this particular move, and we'll finish up the move that I was talking about earlier to 74.98, right? That's how both of these cycles, the short-term cycle and the medium-term cycle, are going to collide and merge, basically. So yeah, that's how we see things right here on the Canadian Jab. As you know, the Canadian Jab belongs to the Japanese currencies, right? The Japanese group, which is highly correlated with the stock market. So we talked about the S&P 500. We followed the S&P 500 regularly, and we talked about the potential for a second wave on the downside. So yeah, looking at the Canadian Jap, it's definitely supporting that bearish conviction that's building up in the stock market, in Wall Street, and S&P 500 more specifically speaking. We'll definitely be back to follow up on the situation here. All I can say is we're pulling the trigger the second time. It's time to, as a vote of confidence on this move, on the break below 79.27, just, last Friday. We're going to pull the trigger and basically double our exposure on the downside, aiming at 77.39, 77.4 as a secondary target, right? A place to take some profit off the table. But primary target and final destination happens to be the same at 74.98, as I've mentioned earlier. The next analysis is going to be on the S&P 500 with regards to the positive correlation that we have between these two assets. So I think it's going to be super interesting. Stay tuned. See you then.